the Dalai Lama's personal root guru. And these are two men that the Dalai Lama himself prostrates to. The Dalai Lama prostrates to a Buddha and these two men, not to you and me. My meaning is for the Dalai Lama to prostrate to them. It's incredible. Why? When someone of very high attainments prostrates to someone of lower attainments, it's a demerit for that person. It's very, very powerful demerit. That's why people of higher attainments, people of vows, or people of tantric practice, or realize, we put them on thrones, we put them higher, we don't sit on the same level. Why? When we sit on the same level, or we show arrogance, or we show this kind of I'm same as you, it actually is an obstacle to our attainments. Okay? So what happens, that's the reason why we put them on a higher place, we put silks, we put robes, we put beautiful decorations, we put them higher. Why? To celebrate the attainments. Why? To make an affinity to gain those attainments. That's why we show respect to a teacher. That's why we stand up. That's why we prostrate to them. That's why we put a throne. That's why we make it beautiful. And in Tibet, people will sponsor thrones. They will sponsor a Lama's house. They will sponsor a Lama's needs, and they will sponsor everything for a Lama. Why? Because they're helping the Lama to spread the Dharma. They make it easy for the Lama to spread the Dharma. So when the Lama is spreading the Dharma, it is those people who help them to spread the Dharma. So the merit is very strong. It is sponsoring a Lama, sponsoring a Ladrang, sponsoring a Lama's needs, sponsoring a Lama's possessions is considered the highest form of sponsorship. Why? Because you are directly proliferating the teachings. It's even more precious than Dharma texts and statues. Why? They can't teach you Dharma. So that's why in Tibet, to sponsor a Lama was something that people ran after. It was a great honor. So if a Lama or a Ladrang or anything asked you, oh, would you sponsor these pujas? Would you sponsor these prayers? Would you sponsor these images? Would you sponsor the building of the house? People would jump on it. Why? Because they wanted to learn the teachings more. It's more virtuous to sponsor your Lama than a Sangha. More virtuous. Why? Not all Sangha can teach, but your Lama can. And a Sangha can be highly realized, but they're not your Lama. Your Lama is your living Buddha. So that's why sponsoring a Ladrang, sponsoring a Lama, sponsoring the needs, transport, in Tibet, a horse, his food, his house, and sponsoring his entourage was something highly sought after, and they would do that more than the monasteries. They would rather sponsor a Ladrang or sponsor a Lama's house, sponsor a Lama's needs, more than anything else. Why? Because that was direct giving teachings. Direct. So when people don't put the Ladrang on the top, they put that on the side or put that in the sidelines, it's wrong view. Why? If the Ladrang is not doing well, the monastery cannot do well. I mean, hypothetically. If the Lama's Ladrang is not taken care of, the Lama's not taken care of, why are you even worried about the place of worship or the temple? Why? If the Lama's not around, it's just an empty temple. More precious than the temple, more precious than the center, in this case, in the modern world, we call it the center, more precious than the monastery is actually the Lama's residence, the Lama's needs, and the Lama's necessities. Why? Because it's a Lama teaching. From the Lama's speech, everything arises. From the Lama's speech, the monasteries arise. From the Lama's speech, the Sangha arises. From the Lama's speech, the statues arise. From the Lama's speech, your knowledge arises. From the Lama's speech, your attainments arise. So if you don't take care of the Lama, or you're hesitant about the Ladrang, or you're hesitant about taking care of the Lama's needs, it actually shows your deep ignorance. Not your bad. It shows you a deep ignorance of you not supporting what really brings the Dharma everywhere. That's why for me, I've served the Ladrang. I donated my house to my Lama. People I've seen. I donated all my things to my Lama many, many times. I built other Lamas Ladrang. I've gone on tours where I collected money, where I actually went back and built houses for high Lamas and dedicated. Why? Because they need a place to live. And I especially go out of my way to sponsor high Lamas houses and high Lamas assistants. Example, the current Lama Rinpoche. In the past, I've quietly sponsored him in Nepal every month. Now he doesn't need it because he has sponsors from Shanghai. But that time I didn't have much money, but I still squeezed out to sponsor. Why? It's more virtuous to sponsor a high Lama or a Lama because they teach the Dharma. So whatever a Lama needs, if you sponsor, you are creating a direct affinity to gaining attainments. Why? How do you gain attainments? From teachings. So if you sponsor a Lama and the reason is to teach, you gain attainments. It's very simple. So that's why the top of the food chain in the Buddhist world is a Ladrang. Even in the monasteries, in Ganden Shansi Monastery, the main monastery very much respects the big Ladrangs. Very, very much. Why? It is the big Ladrangs that attracts the sponsors to the monastery, that attracts the writings, that attracts the teachings, and it's from the big Ladrangs that the high lamas leave their house to go to the main monastery to get teachings. So if the lamas is not taken care of, not fed, they don't have assistance, they don't have sponsorship, they can't travel, how do you expect them to teach? You want them to work in the fields? So in our monastery, Trijang Ladrang, Sol Ladrang, Lati Ladrang, and Zene Ladrang, and my house, because I have me and Cancer and Tsem Ladrang, is very much valued. Very, very much valued. That's why when I went to the monastery, there was all this respect. Why? Because I have a Ladrang here in Malaysia, I'm able to gather people. Because I have a Ladrang in Malaysia, I'm able to open the center. Because I have a Ladrang here with Ladrang assistance, I'm able to do a lot of work. How did you guys come here today? It was a Ladrang assistance. Who cleaned up for you today? Who got the drinks ready for you today? Who made the appointments of Ladrang assistance? So if we don't take care of the Ladrang assistance, we are not facilitating the Ladrang. Very simple. Who arranged all this? Who cleans up everything? Who painted all this? You walk in here and say, oh, we're going to get teachings, we collect the merit. On a practical basis, who took care of all this? A Ladrang assistance. A Ladrang. A Ladrang is a Lama's household. So, Tibetan tradition, we take care of the Lama's assistants very much, and they show deep respect. When one of the assistants of the high Lamas, like Trijang Rinpoche, come to the main monastery, I saw all the monks stand up. Even he's a layperson, the monks stand up, give him a high seat. Why? Because he facilitates the Dharma teachings from high Lama. When Trijang Rinpoche's assistants walked around the monastery, it was as if he was a high Lama. Even when I saw him, I would be very respectful to him. Why? It is his kindness that Trijang Rinpoche can teach. Oh yes. That is the truth of the matter, and it's very logical. So we here in Malaysia or outside of Tibet, we don't understand all that. So we kind of think whatever, Ladrang, whatever, and Ladrang. Ladrang has their own pujas. Ladrang must do their pujas. Why? The Ladrang pujas directly relate to the Lama and making his work grow. It's a respectful way of saying remove the obstacles of your Lama. If you say, oh, this pujas for Rinpoche, to say, well, he's an enlightened being or he's highly advanced, why does he have obstacles? So it's disrespectful. So when a Ladrang asks for pujas, it is directly saying, remove the obstacles of the Lama to teach. So by saying that, it's showing respect because the obstacles doesn't arise from the Lama, it arises from the students. So when you do pujas for the Ladrang, it is actually clearing the obstacles for the Lama to teach and for the Ladrang to grow. What you want in any organization, in any monastery, is a Ladrang to be big and grow and be very powerful. Why? They are what attracts people. They are what attract. If you go to a monastery that has a Lama that teaches, many people will go. Many people. If you have a monastery, even if it's big, you don't have Lamas that teach, very few people will go. Why? People want teachings. Is that logical? So you think about that. So in any case, Lama Tsongkhapa had a Ladrang. He has assistants, he has personal house where people took care of everything.